Wine is incredibly important to the Slovakia region, and today we're embarking on the small Carpathian wine tour, and the voyage starts here at the Pešinog Wine Museum. So Martin, we're here at the museum. Could you tell us a little bit about the history of the place?
Yeah, so now we are in the small Carpathian region. It's the most important and oldest wine region in Slovakia. So we are, as I said, a wine museum, but we are more interactive museum, and at the end of every visiting we can prepare wine tasting. Here in this room we can make various events for tourism, but not only for tourism, but of course for small events, parties, for business session and so.
After enjoying a glass of chilled white and being introduced to some of the finer points of wine tasting, we left the historic Pešinog Museum and headed off to the Alesco winery for an altogether more modern experience. On the way, we discovered more about the small Carpathian wine route.
Wine route was developed in the past 20 years after the fall of communism as sort of a cultural product, putting together the aspect of wine, good food, and obviously the heritage along this region.
And so obviously we've been in Pešinog this morning and now we're here at the Alesco. There's quite an interesting history behind this. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Alesco is a very unique winery. It was established here a couple of years ago, really built from the scratch on this compound. They planted new vineyards and they built a new unique venue which combines wine production, which you also can see, good food, so gastronomical aspect, and also the arts.
But before getting down to some serious wine tasting, we wanted to first find out more about some of the event spaces the venue has to offer.
This is one of the largest gallery of modern art, which is private in Central Europe. It has 1,100 square meters, so it's very large. We can use the gallery, the upper part of the gallery, where we can have 200 people seated, or we can have them with standby tables, cocktail tables, around 300 people. We can also use the terrace in front of the gallery, where we can have some nice cocktails and drinks. And we can also use our cellars. We have two cellars, a barrique cellar and a classic barrel cellar, where we can have cocktails, wine tastings, tours around the winery. We organize also some team building activities for the clients, such as making cuvée wine or drawing the wine, blind tasting, when the clients basically after normal tasting they have to guess in which black glass what is, and sometimes it's very funny.
With such a great selection of wine produced on the premises, Alesco offers a fantastic group activity. Once we started tasting the wines, it was very difficult to stop.
All of our wines that we produce are from our own vineyards. That's very important to say. We produce both white and red wines, also rosé wines. But we also produce champagnes, what is unique for a winery, musts, and non-alcoholic wines or low alcoholic wines, and we also have our spirits. So we have a very wide range of products in the winery. What's also unique for a small Carpathian winery is that we have our vineyards in the Tokaj region. We have around 10-15 hectares of vineyards there, so we are able to produce also sorts of wines from Tokaj.
But of course, Alesco is not just about wine, and after our tasting experience, we got to sample some of their fabulous locally sourced food.
What's very important to say about our food, that all of the lamb and all of the game comes from our own breed. We have a farm 5 kilometers away from the winery, where we have our own deers and our lambs. Therefore, we can guarantee the quality of the food, and we can guarantee that it's all bio.
All I can say is, from our point of view, we've had a fantastic time here, and thank you very much for looking after us. As part of the small Carpathian wine route tour, you can also include a visit to the spectacular Red Stone Castle, which offers a range of additional things for delegates to do. Check out our full report on the venue in our separate video guide.